Hello and welcome back to another episode of Farming Life at La Forge. For those of you who are new here, my name is Laura and this channel is all about our farming lives here in France. So this week we are finally getting to let the cows out to field. So hopefully if the weather stays good and we don't get any more rain, we'll be able to let them out later on in the week. So currently Dad is down in the field that we call the field, after the movie The Field. So he's at the project down there that he started and we showed you a while back. So he is down there fencing. So he's putting up a barbed wire fence all around it, and he's also putting up some chicken wire, as that's the field where we'll be putting freshly born calves out to when they're going out to field first. Just so that they don't run through the ditch if they see calves on the other side. So he's at that now. Dad loves fencing, so he's happy out. And then he's also finishing off the calf huts this week and putting them out. So we'll show you all of that. And then we will get the calf huts out to field hopefully and get the cows and calves out to field. So that's all on today's video. I really hope you guys enjoy it. If you do, please give it a thumbs up. And you can also subscribe to the channel to stay up to date on our farming lives here in France.
So we're going down fencing. So we have two strands up here. Over that side it's finished, I'll show you. And it's sheep wire and barbed wire on that side. So there's our new electric chainsaw. It's actually the bee's knees. We still have the other one, but this one is handy. You just have to press a button. Two batteries in it, two 24 batteries. Bought it on Black Friday. It wasn't given to us. 16-inch blade. I think it's a mighty little machine. You could scratch for fencing out, cutting all bits of branches like that. There, and cutting tops of stakes that mightn't go down enough. And it's a new fence, but it's attached to the ditch, so it's in and out, because I won't hedge cut it for maybe 2 years now to let the brush grow out a bit through it and it'll kind of cover the wires, but it'll make it stock proof. Now there will be electric out here as well. As you can see there, it's only a back road into the farm. And there's one other lad uses it to go in there to the chicken place. So that's it. Faced the side of the ditch there fairly well with the hedge cutter, and that's it. So I'll just level this off another bit then. As I said, here then was all stumps of trees and everything as well. So it's a bit slow, but it's worth it. I love fencing. Fencing and hedge cutting out the field are my favourite. Back here in the workshop, making up these U-bolts. There's my threaded bar. They're about a metre long. I don't know how many it'll make. So I have to make up a jig now because I need 24 of them, maybe a bit more. And I'll show you as I go along. So now, back here, that's the size of the pipe the U-bolt has to go around. And this is kind of the gauge for making the U-bolt. So I'm going to tack this now to the bench. The plan is have this here goes around and then just tack that on and bring it around every time. I don't have to be measuring them or anything then. And it'll be all exactly the same. So, nearly finished the threaded bars. Come on, pick up. It's morning time again. Hip hip hooray! We're going after cattle today. So, we're back at our calf huts. And just nearly finished. So I have 3 more U-bolts to go in up there. I have all these ones in here. See them there. So I have 4 each side. This one is done. I have the sheeting on here on this one. So hopefully if we get a big blast of wind and leaving that open in case it does carry it up and bring it a mile away. That's it. So about another hour or 2 and they'll be finished. They're actually taking me longer than I thought. This one here is very straight and not twisted. This one here is kind of twisted a bit, but it's okay now. But just hard to line up things and just getting it looking a bit right. You kind of don't want to be making these big yokes solid if you're moving them. That's why I have a lot of these hinges here. and up there as well. It's for adjustment as well, but when you would have that pure solid and you leave it on an uneven piece of ground or that, there'll be pressure on it. So this way it'll kind of just sit down. Show you it and all done in a minute. So now they're finished. Have all the U-bolts on. So I put this electric all around it, just to stop the bull tearing the daylights of it. Now I hope it works. If there's anyone going to find out where it's not, it's the cattle. You think you'd outsmart them, but sometimes you wouldn't. Now I don't like this old ropey electric, but I put it on here in case a calf rat does get caught in it, that he won't get tangled up and choked or that. So that's the two of them. Then I'll bring them out in the field now. Laura's probably film it, and hopefully the electric works. As I said, the cattle might outsmart me. Just like in America a few years back, I was watching a program and about these top engineers that got them to design a prison, and they said, oh, no one got out of it, and the prisoners got out. So the second time they designed it, they got the prisoners to design it, and no one ever got out. So if I can't get the cattle to design it, but I'll see where they find out the flaws. So what would happen is the bull would come along if the calves are lying there, and he'd start banging and banging, and he'd frighten them and they mightn't go back into it. So I have this here, the power will come down along that, and then that'll go across. I'll keep it about 15 foot away from the electric fence. I was planning on putting one of the battery fences up there on the roof, the solar panel. Could do that yet, but for now I might bring it across and join it onto the fence in the field so the cattle can't go under it. So hopefully the next time you'll see us now is bringing them out and putting them in the field. Now they're not the smallest of the oaks, but just that if you had 20 calves, well, they all mightn't go in there. But normally 20-25 calves would have in a group if they were young, and hardly much need for from now on, but just to have it ready for the autumn calvers again. And so maybe if you could cut them in two, which I won't, because I'll only have two small groups like that. If someone was doing it and they just cut it in two and had half that length, to be perfect as well. The biggest problem I had now is moving it, but it's okay for me. I have the telescopic and I'm only moving it around. All the fields are joined, so I can lift it over the ditch or whatever. But if you had to be going the road, you're back down to square one again, trying to get in and out gaps. But no, it came that way, so I just built around it. If I was to build one out the new, it mightn't be as wide as that. Now you can buy them plastic over here, but I don't know the price of them, but I couldn't imagine them lasting. I see some of the neighbours have a couple. So I like making use of yokes, things that's thrown there, and it should last strong enough. That sheet in there now is it's very heavy, and the further you go down, whether it was the bottom of it, it's heavier again. So that must have been the top of the bin. So that'll do.
cows out. So we actually have a few pens let out already. We have the ones out in the lake field, we have the ones out in Farm View, and now we're letting out a pen of cows and calves, and they're going down to the marsh. So Dad is letting them out, and Jessie, I believe, is bringing them down as well. And then I'm just closing off the gates here on the way out, and then I'll turn them in. So now Dad's sprayer arm gate is up across Sandy Lane. So now that all the groups of cows and calves are out, we're going to be weaning off our weanings from cows. So we'll have room in the shed to do that. We'll leave the cows in the shed in the pens across from them so they can see each other for 2 or 3 days until they calm down, and then we'll bring the cows out and we'll keep the weanlings in for fattening. So this year we're actually weighing them a little bit earlier than we normally would because of this disease, MHE. So because it's transmitted through flies, we just want to avoid getting it, because obviously before selling any cattle they all have to be blood tested. So we want to make sure that we don't test positive, so we're going to weigh them a little bit earlier this year and hopefully sell them a little bit earlier as well. So now I'm down here beside the marsh. I'm just going to wait for Dad to run out the cows. So that's it, all the cows and calves are out, and that's it for this week's video. So I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.